Hey everybody, today we are going to transform a humble shepherd's pie and turn it into a king's shepherd's pie. And holy moly, is it good. I'm telling you right now, this is not your mama's or your grandma's shepherd's pie. Nope, not at all. The ingredients are simple, the way you make it is simple, so let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to slice an onion, a whole onion, into thin slices. Now, we're not going to fully caramelize these onions, but we are going to cook them like we're going to caramelize them. And that'll bring out the sweetness. And it's just so good. I'm here to tell you. I had it last night. We'll be having it for lunch again today. Oh, there's my favorite pot. Funny, that thing's in almost every video. I use it all the time. If you don't have one of these yet, you really should get one. They're just the bomb. So I'm throwing in a little spoonful of butter. And then I'm going to add just like a tablespoon of oil. Into that, we're going to add all those onions. And then, because I'm using lamb meat, that's right, ground lamb, I'm going to use garlic salt instead of regular salt. And then some pepper. I also have potatoes going, as you can see on that back burner. So we're going to get these things going here with the seasonings, garlic, salt, and pepper. And we're just going to stir them around on a medium-low heat. You don't want to burn them. You don't want them to fry. You want them to slowly cook. That's why I started that first. Now I have one stalk of celery that I'm going to cut into thin little pieces as well. I'm not dicing it. I'm just slicing it. And then I have these wheat carrots. I'm going to cut off that ugly bit. And I'm just going to do like a 1/4 cup of carrots as well. Once again, thin slices. Carrots take forever to cook, so that's why they're thin. And I use baby carrots because no peeling necessary. Hello, I'm all about easy. So once we get these done, and now they are, then we're going to break out mushrooms. Mushrooms are maybe not the most traditional in a shepherd's pie, but I've seen them in some before. Anyway, for this one, we're using mushrooms. I'm going to give it a quick chop, because these are going to shrink a little bit too once I put them in with the onions. And mushrooms are also a good source of vitamins and potassium, I believe. Anyway, next. Here's my $1 million pound of ground lamb. We got it at Whole Paycheck, so you know it was expensive. Actually, it was $9.99 for a pound. And my stupid self left it in the freezer, forgot to take it out, so as you can see, hard as a rock. But that's alright. I'll cook it on medium so it won't burn. Next, look at these onions. They're looking good. They're not quite caramelized, but they're very soft and very sweet. So I'm going to add all the veg and another little sprinkling of salt and pepper. And we're going to stir these babies up and get them going. I'm going to cook them for about 5 minutes. That's it. And then I'm going to turn them off. And then the residual heat of that cast iron will keep everything warm and continue to cook. You can see that my lamb is cooking nicely, and I just added some garlic, salt, and pepper. Again with the garlic. Lamb is traditionally cooked with garlic, and I'm not overdoing it, but you know. Ground meat of any kind needs a little bit of attention with the flavor. So once that's done, I drain it off, and I'm going to dump it into my mini casserole dish here. It's, I guess, I don't know what size it is. It's not a 9 by 13. It's considerably smaller, but it's a good size. So I'm just going to smooth all that out. You know me, very meticulous. Not at all. I dumped it in. Then we're going to dump in our veg, and we're going to spread those around just to make an even layer. Doesn't this look good already? Look at this. Fit for a king. Hey, let me ask you to give me a thumbs up right now. If you don't mind, hit that thumbs up. Let's make some mashed potatoes. So in that bowl, I had butter and sour cream and salt and pepper. And we're going to, I cooked these just below super soft because I want a little bit of chunk in these mashed potatoes, and you're going to find out why. So once I'm done mixing these bad boys up, we're going to go on to make the sauce. Traditionally, shepherd's pie is served with a tomatoey brown gravy. but that's for shepherds, and this is fit for a king. Mm-hmm. So while I'm showing you all this, and I use the masher because it was pretty hard, but that's okay. It's cooked enough that you do want chunks. Because of the sauce I'm going to use, you really need chunks. So while I'm mashing this up, let me tell you about my website, jimmydix.com. If you go on there and subscribe to that, we have menus, we have stuff that's not on this channel, all kinds of good stuff. My wife works really hard on that channel. So there I added some milk, because I want it to be somewhat loose, but not overly loose. So bam, the magic, here it is. My mashed potatoes are done. Now let's move on to the sauce. This is totally what makes this a royal experience. That is a 1/4 cup of butter that I have melted, and to that I'm going to add a package of Béarnaise sauce mix. Béarnaise, oh my gosh, if you've never had Béarnaise, it's a little bit of heaven. Béarnaise is very fancy and very tasty and very easy to make. Now how I do it is, I melt the butter first, and then I put the powder in, and this is so you can get out any lumps whatsoever. Once I have it lump free, I pour in my 1 cup of milk, and then you stir it until it gets thick. There I go. So good. If you're a fan of Béarnaise sauce, please let me know in the comments, because Béarnaise is the nectar of the gods. Therefore, it's royal and makes it a king's shepherd's pie. So I'm going to let this go, and then bam, booyah. Look at this. Nice and thick and creamy. Those little green bits you see in there is French tarragon. So good. I'm here to tell you, if you've not tried Béarnaise, please do. So now that my sauce is good and thick, we're going to go ahead and pour it directly over the veg and the lamb that I cooked. Look at that. You can make this homemade, but boy, it's a lot of work. And why? When Nor makes the best Béarnaise powder ever. Super easy. So I'm going to not waste a single drop of that. Get it out, smooth it in. Then, just like traditional shepherd's pie, here comes the mashed potatoes. Now you know why we left it with chunks. Béarnaise sauce is great over boiled potatoes. It's also great on steak and blackened steak and everything else. It's good on a shingle, you know, on a shoe. I don't care. So once we get all the potatoes in here, we're going to smooth it out to make a nice even surface. The reason for that is it'll help keep the Béarnaise sauce in its place, and it looks nice. Plus, once I get this nice and smooth, I'm going to add the final topping on top of this. And for that, I'm going to use shredded, oh look at this, my finger's clean, trust that. Same finger, very clean. So for the topping on top of this, I'm going to put a light layer of shredded Parmesan cheese. Not the powdery stuff, because this is, after all, King's shepherd's pie. So we're going to do a little sprinkling of this on top. This is going to add such a wonderful flavor on the top, especially as it cooks and browns. It gives you a little nutty, a little salty, a little cheesy. It's just so stinking good. There's nothing like Parmesan. I'm going to put this in the oven at 350 degrees, uncovered, for 30 minutes. And when it comes out, here it comes. I can't really wait. Boo! Look at that. It is so good. Look at that. I'm here to tell you, I get excited. This turned out to be one of the best things I've ever made. I'm wafting, thumbs up, happy hands. Let's get in here and dig some of this out. I don't care what kind of shepherd pie you make. It looks better when it first comes out, because once you scoop it out, it's not like a solid pie that's going to hold its shape. But it tastes so good. Man. Hey, I hope you like this video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. If you make it, or even if you don't, leave me a comment. I sure appreciate it. I answer all of them. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Peace!